Hello everyone, welcome back to David at Go to Hobbies. Right, continuing our saga of truckers and driving on country roads. In my last video, I talked about common sense. That being said, I won't talk about it anymore. Now, when you're driving on a country road, you're looking out for what other people are doing, how they're driving, and general weather conditions, what time of day it is, moving the camera around, and so on and so forth. Be very wary of animals, deers, foxes, badgers and stuff. Try not to hit them because they are wild animals and they will run out and it could cause you to swerve to miss them. So the secret in there is don't drive too fast. Okay? If you're driving where you've got warnings of deer, don't get it wrong, those deer will jump out. I've seen so many roadkills, these poor animals dead. It is unbelievable. So don't get complacent. And that means don't think it won't happen because it will. Expect the unexpected. Expect something to happen and then you're ready for it. That's part of being an advanced driver. Also, another part about being an advanced driver is not only the road conditions, as I said once before, common sense, and that is to use the weather to your advantage. What do I mean, the weather? Right. If the wind is blowing across the road, right, you know that it is going to be dangerous, right? If you're driving for a forest and it is windy, you have a risk of a tree blowing down. So the weather is telling you what it's doing. It's when you don't know and what you can't see, that's the concerning part. So if you know the wind's blowing, you know that, right? If you're empty, there is a risk of you being blown over. If you've got a current cider or a light load, your vehicle will act as a sail, and if it catches you off guard, it will turn your vehicle over at the worst case scenario, and then you've got another whole kettle of fish to deal with. But, and this is the but, it's about knowing what to do in the situation. Because with not only with the wind and the rain, you've got another factor to take in consideration, and that is the road surface. The faster you drive, the more risk you pose to your life and other people's lives. So, how fast is fast enough? Right, drive within your stopping distance. Don't drive so fast that if the wind blows across the road, it will blow you over. Drive accordingly. Excuse me, it's yawnnitis again. What I'm trying to say to you is this. If something's like, give you an example, it's raining. Yeah? You know it's raining. You can see it. Right? You know the roads are wet. That means you've got less traction when you're pulling away. Right? If you're going uphill, your wheels are going to spin because the water adds a lubricant to your tyres. In other words, you will lose grip. All right, just bear that in mind. And also, going downhill or trying to stop, it's raining. And what the water does, it lifts the oil and debris, diesel, grease, You name it, it will lift it to the surface because water is the heavier, oil is the lighter, so it will raise above the surface. So that means you've got this thin film across the top of the water. That will act as a lubricant, or whatever it's called, to your vehicle's tyres. So you have, excuse me, tired. You will lose traction and you lose grip to the road surface. Bear that in mind. It depends on how long that the weather's been dry for, how many vehicles have travelled that road, right? And if there's puddles in there, yeah, you can't see what's below the puddle because it could be no damage to the road, or it could be water in that puddle covering up a huge pothole. Bear that in mind. Just be very wary about what you can see and what you can't see. So when you can see something, you can see it's raining. You can see it when it's windy. You can see whether it's day or night. You can see where the sun is. Use these factors to make you a safer driver, more knowledgeable driver. And this is part and parcel of being advanced in driving skills. This is what teaches you to become a better driver. I won't overcomplicate things, but let that sink in and watch the video a few more times, because this video will help you to manage how you drive and drive within your capabilities. Remember, it's teamwork with a truck or with a vehicle. And when I say teamwork, it's with you and that vehicle. You need to know the vehicle, and that you need to work with the vehicle. In other words, what I'm trying to say to you is this. You know what that vehicle is capable of. You know where it can keep you safe. If you're going too fast, it's not going to keep you safe because you're posing more risk to yourself and other road users. But when I'm saying teamwork, it's about working in unison. In other words, you know what that vehicle can do, what it can't do, what brakes and what adhesion to the road surface. If you press the brake too hard on a Arctic or a truck, you will liable to skid. And that depends if the ABS is working properly and the EBS. Now, in another video, I'll talk about traction control, when to use it, when to not use it, and talk about manual gearboxes and automatic gearboxes. Okay? So, and other things about pulling away, all right, and decelerating in working in conjunction with your retarder engine brake. All right, so that's been said. Right, so hopefully this video will teach you some of the more advanced driving techniques, but taking into consideration the weather and the road conditions that you're driving on. So bear that in mind. All right, in another video we will talk about this more, but it's a big subject, and that video will be on reverse camber. All right, I know I've done a video before about it, but I want to talk to you more about it, because not only the reverse camber, what it is, how it affects you and so on, but also with the weather that affects it as well. So bear that in mind. So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care. Safe driving. Please like, share and subscribe. If you have a comment, leave it down below. Let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know where you have a question or uncertainty, and I'll do my best to help you. I haven't got an advanced driving skill as a qualification, but I've been doing this 41 years. And the difference is, if you're doing it for 41 years, you must be doing something right. Yes, we all have bad habits, but the difference is you know what your bad habits are, and if you've got them, don't do them. Another tip for you. So as I say, please like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks everyone, take care and safe driving.